Good afternoon, everyone. I am Christian AJ Kamkam from grade 12 ABMA. So for our topic for today is about text information and media. Data sources in the form of printed media, controlled databases, and similar numeric or textual formats. Text media are data or information sources which exist as reference in textual, numeric, or similar formats. This includes various types of publication as well as unpublished manuscripts, databases, and documents. So let's proceed to the creators of text information. Number 1. An author is the creator or originator of any written work such as a book or play, and is also considered a writer or poet. More broadly defined, an author is the person who originated or gave existence to anything, and whose authorship determines responsibility for what was created. Number 2. The writer. A person engaged in writing books, articles, stories, and etc., especially as an occupation or profession. An author or journalist, a clerk, scribe, or the like. A person who commits his or her thoughts, ideas, etc. to writing, an expert letter writer. So the third one is contributor. Contributor actually share. A contributor is someone who takes part in something or make a contribution. Writers and people who donate money in particular are called contributors. Writers whose work is included in a book, magazines, or newspapers are called contributors. So let's proceed the columnist. A columnist is a person who writes for publication in a series, creating an article that usually offers commentary and opinions. Columns appears in newspapers, magazines, and other publications including blogs. So the fifth one is a blogger. A blogger is someone who writes regularly for an online journal or website. A political blogger might provide weekly commentary or current events. A personal blogger keeps a website which many includes diary-like entries, photographs, and links to other sites. So let's proceed to the editor. The verb edit means to prepare writing for publication by correcting, revising, or proofreading. If you write for a newspaper, someone very skilled will edit your work before the public sees it. Edit can also mean to cut out. Next is publisher. As a publisher, you implement policies, approve project acquisitions, monitor spending, assign job, title, and make decisions about how the company operates. You are also responsible for overseeing all the departments within the company, including the editorial and production departments. So let's proceed the classification of text information. We have fiction and non-fiction. Fiction. A fiction is a deliberated, fabricated account of something. It can also be a literary work based on imagination rather than on fact, like a novel or short story. The Latin word fictus means to form, which seems like a good source for the English word fiction, since fiction is formed in the imagination. The next one is non-fiction. Put together, narrative non-fiction is a true story written in the style of a fiction novel. Literary non-fiction and creative non-fiction are also terms used instead of or in associate with narrative non-fiction. The next one is assessing and evaluating text information. Number 1. Accuracy and factuality. Uncountable noun, the accuracy of information or measurement is their quality of being true or correct even in small details. Number 2. Objectivity. Text information should not contain any biases, prejudice, or discrimination. If the material contains information favoring any side or groups, each must be discussed fairly and exhaustively. Number 3. Language appropriateness. In linguistics and communication studies, appropriateness is the extent to which the utterance is perceived by suitable for a particular purpose and a particular audience in a particular social context. Number 4. Curriculum. Curriculum alignment is the process in which educators across levels including BISD, TSC, and UTB formally evaluate a course or an education program to address the changing needs of students in the workforce. Last one is style and format. A style could be clean and crisp while being ponderous and wordy. To distinguish between the two styles, format or presentation style should be used when referring to aesthetical style or the look and feel of the deliverable document. So let's proceed to the type of typefaces. Number 1, serif. In typography, a serif is a small line or stroke regularly attached to the end of a larger stroke in a letter or symbol within a particular font or family of fonts. A typeface or font family making use of serifs is called a serif typeface, and the typeface that does not include them is a sans serif. So let's proceed to the sans serif. In typography and lettering, a sans serif, Gothic or simply sans letter form is one that does not have extending features called serifs at the end of strokes. Sans serif typefaces tend to have less stroke with variation than serif typefaces. Number 3, slab serif. In typography, a slab serif, also called mechanistic, square serif, antique, or Egyptian typefaces, is a type of serif typeface characterized by thick, black-like serif. Serif terminals may be either blunt and angular, Rockwell, or rounded career. Slab serif were introduced in the early 19th century. Number 4, script. The brush-like strokes of the script typeface draws people's attention to it. The reason behind why this font must be used sparingly must be given. Most formal events such as wedding or evening charity balls use the script typefaces. Last one is decorative. Display or decorative typeface are artistic and eye-catching since it can show a wide variety of emotion such as happiness, fear, horror, and etc. Our decorative fonts also cater to various themes such as spaceships, carnivals, holidays, seasons, kiddie, and etc. And our last topic is design, principle, and elements. Number 1, emphasis. Force or intensity of expression that gives impressiveness or importance to something. A particular prominence given in reading or speaking to one or more words or syllables. Special consideration of or stress or insistence on something. Number 2, appropriateness. The fact or quality of being suitable or right for a particular situation or purpose. All equipment used has been specifically designed and modified to ensure age appropriateness, reliability, and safety. We would question the appropriateness of the comparison, synonym, and related words. Number 3, proximity. The word proximity means nearness or closeness. Because of the proximity of our desk, I couldn't help but notice him cheating on the exam. Your favorite thing about your neighborhood of attached row houses might be the proximity of your neighbors. They're really close to you. Number 4, alignment. The act of aligning or state of being aligned, especially the proper positioning or state of adjustment of parts as of a mechanical or electronical device in relation to each other, forming in line, the line that's formed. Number 5, organization. An organization is a group of people who work together like a neighborhood, association, a charity, a union, or a corporation. You can use the word organization to refer to group or business or the act of forming or establishing something. Number 6, repetition. The act or an instance of repeating or being repeated, a motion exercise such as a push-up that is repeated and usually counted. Mention recital. Other words from repetition, synonym, example, sentences, phrases containing repetition. Learn more about repetition. And the last one is contrast. And distinction or emphasis of different by comparison of opposite or dissimilar things, qualities, etc. ESP in the phrases by contrast, in contrast to or with. A person or thing showing notable difference when compared with another. In painting, the effect of the juxtaposition of different colors, tones, and etc. And that's all for this video. Thank you and God bless.